Alright, so welcome to another Doctor Who rip-offs, or whatever I decide to call this video. So yeah, here's the first one. A Sevens Davros on Gumtree for £595. Yeah, and also, like, the thing with this is that the head bits are actually detached and that, and need a bit of work to them. So yeah, I mean, the Sevens Davros is expensive. He is expensive whenever he does show up, but he's not worth basically 600 quid. He's not worth that. So yeah, just saying. And I believe this one was also collection only as well. So yeah, the Sevens model kits, are all ridiculously expensive, but just know, I'd say, like, if you see the Sevens Davros and it's like £200 or less, I'd say that thing, it'd still be ridiculously expensive for what it is, but that's much more reasonable than that price. Just saying. And also, they painted the lip a bright, like, flesh tone colour, so which it shouldn't be. His lips were blacked out. So yeah. Anyway, moving on to eBay, which just a note, I fucking hate the new eBay app, because rather than just having a tab at the side where you can easily, switch between your watch list, your purchases, going home, selling, and that. Now you've only got these 5 buttons on the side, and the problem is you have to now click My eBay and then Watch List, but then from there you have to go back out of the watch list to then do a search or anything else. It's really, really annoying. I don't know if this is the case on iOS, but this is the case on Android, and it just means that there's extra steps now to bloody do anything. Anyway, so there's this custom Dalek, which is meant to be the black and white version. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I think it's meant to be a black and white version of the Supreme. I'm guessing maybe they're trying to do a black and white version of the Supreme from Curse of the Daleks because of the single trim fender and the lack of a disc on the back or something. But yeah, they've tried to do it in black and white. Unfortunately, like, you can see bits of the blue skating through, and the paint job isn't great. And yeah, it doesn't really look grayscaled either. It looks like they've also badly repainted the midsections and that, but yeah, it's just not a very good paint job. The closer you look at it, and £15 plus basically a fiver poster, go 20 quid. It's not worth it. I mean, you can get. There was a person on eBay selling History of the Dark Set 1s for, I think, their retail price, or just about their retail price. And the only thing is, they had slightly damaged boxes. I don't know if they still have any, but still, like, History of the Dark Set 1 is not that expensive compared to some of the others, so yeah, or even getting one loose, and you're just better doing that off and just painting it up yourself. Because to be honest, if you did get that for that even at that price, like, you'd be much better stripping that paint off and just repainting it yourself, because just, yeah. Also, if it was, I mean, if it was also Curse of the Daleks, technically it should have the egg cup style dome lights anyway, but anyway, yeah. So, moving on, so I've seen this one advertising that for a while, so this is a full-size Union Jack Dalek. The only thing is, and it shows it better in this picture, they've done the thing with the actual character toy and only having the Union Jack on the front and not spread all the way to, across. It just suddenly stops there. And even on the dome, you can see it suddenly just stops at that point, which, yeah, just makes it look really odd from the side. Now, you might remember on the original prototype for the character options one, the Union Jack went all the way around, and it had a number 50 on the side. But they didn't on the final one for most likely cost-cutting measures. But, yeah, and also for some reason they've just left the iris black as well. They've left it all black, so yeah. But that price, I mean, that is the price of a This Planet Earth Dalek. Like, I would not be paying that price. I mean, obviously with This Planet Earth, they are ridiculously expensive, This Planet Earth Daleks, but I will say, at least with those, you're getting a certificate of authenticity with it, and also they've made props for the show, so if you get a particular prop, then it'll basically be identical, or near enough identical, to a one that actually has appeared in the show. So, there's that part to try, that you can say to justify the cost with it. But this, $2,500, even with the best offer, and it's, yeah. No. So, I mean, here we go. The Vesperform wave, which was basically just all the Series 4 figures, but re-released with bits of Vesperform. And myself and quite a lot of people just skipped this wave because most of us had already gotten the figures, or all the figures that we wanted out of this wave. So yeah, plus it was also 12 figures as well. Like, that is a lot for a Build-A-Figure, 12 figures. Like, to put that into perspective, the Cyberman Age of Steel wave, that's only 4 figures, and most Build-A-Figure waves generally, are like 6 figures usually maximum. So yeah, I mean, even the first classic series run, wave 1, that was 8, and that was, still a fair bit, but 12? Yeah, but anyway, £1,250 on best offer. I mean, just no. In fact, look, one of these has the price on it, $7.99. Yeah, I mean, because like some of these figures are rare. These figures are rare in terms of their singular release. I think probably the most common figure is probably the Donna Noble figure, and possibly one of the Ood figures, but the Supreme Dalek and is probably, I'd say, probably the rarest out of this wave. But even then, you can find him loosely, and that for not too much, and yeah, it's just not worth the money. I'm seeing this a lot, but yeah, it's just true. It's just not, worth all of that money. So yeah, I think this wave was also significant because for a while, General Stahl, I think it was General Stahl who was only available in the Santaran Stratagem 4-pack. I think it was General Stahl. I think it was Stahl Nox Score, but for the longest time he was only available in that 4-pack. So yeah, they kind of swapped out the Santaran Trooper for that in this wave, I believe. So yeah, I think that was one of the only differences, as far as I could tell. And also, this packaging. Yeah, I mean, this packaging becomes very brittle over time, because that is something that happened to my sealed radio-controlled 5-inch Davros, is that eventually the packaging just literally started to basically break apart of its own accord. So yeah, it's not the best for collectors packaging, and obviously, yeah. And those adipose as well. That was the first time they'd done who wants the 25 baby adipose just like on its own? Yeah, that was because originally there was 5 included with the 10th Doctor with the glasses, and to be honest, 5 is generally more than enough. I mean, yeah. But there you go. There you go. Right. This is a rip-off. The Scarrow Swirl, which was the Amazon exclusive Evil of the Daleks vinyl box set. Now, finding a brand new one sealed is starting to become rarer, but it's still not worth £900. And this isn't even a best offer. In fact, yeah, £910 really, with the price of postage, which I will say, like, the price of postage on that, I mean, it is very weighty. It is very weighty. So that makes kind of sense for that. But yeah, just no. No, I mean, the original price of this, I think, was, I'm gonna say £70? Or something along those lines. I think it was along those lines. I think I paid about 40 for mine, and I got mine used in mint condition. And if you can find one used in mint condition, you know, even for its original retail price or even slightly more, then yeah, absolutely much more worth it for that. But the standard version, which is still just solid coloured reg vinyl, that is still in print. So yeah, I would not be paying that just for the Scarrow Swirl, or what most people call it is splatter vinyl. Just yeah, it's not worth that. I mean, this is just going to be sitting on eBay for God knows how long. I mean, there is. I know I saw someone on Facebook Marketplace selling the Scarrow Swirl version, and they wanted, I think they wanted £60 for it, and it was used, I believe, but it was in pretty good condition. So yeah, but there we go. I mean, that's just gonna be just sitting there on eBay for God knows how long, unless they dramatically put the price down. And here we have what I believe is the same Seven's Davros. Let me just check. Yeah, it does look exactly the same. So if we go back to it, I believe this is the same person, because it's basically the same price and everything. But yeah, they've also got it on eBay and that as well. Just before going to that one. But yeah, again, I believe this is collection only. So yeah, there we go. This one has the same head issues and everything. But anyway, so excuse me. This is the Big Finish special releases. Now, the prices on these on eBay do vary a lot, but this is the most expensive one I think I've seen. And they're not worth it. They're not worth it. Especially that one's got a slightly dinged box there in the corner. I just noticed that. But yeah, like, seeing the differences are slight. Like, the differences are bloody microscopic. So, if you want to know what the differences are, I'll tell you right now. So, for one, the 8th Doctor has black shoes as opposed to brown ones. The 7th Doctor's jumper, I think, is a bit darker, and possibly the trousers are a slightly different colour. And the War Doctor, I don't think there was anything different with the War Doctor himself. I think the Dalek was a slightly different shade of silver or something like that. I think that was about it off the top of my head. Like, it was very, very, like, very, very subtle differences. So, yeah. And I have seen them go on eBay for much less. Like, when people realised what the differences were, and when the actual ones came out at B&M, I think people, weren't as bothered. Because these did come out initially slightly before the B&M ones. Like, I think it was like maybe a month before at the most, I think. But yeah, like, other than that, no real difference. They never did any Big Finish exclusive ones and that again, but I remember these just randomly came out. And literally, if I didn't have notifications on for Big Finish at the time, I would have missed out, because it was literally, I think it was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it just randomly was there. And they sold out almost immediately because they didn't make very many, so... But yeah, they're just not worth it. Plus, there's also, obviously, the revised variants as well, which have many more differences compared to their initial release, so... Yeah, just not worth it. Not worth it. But, yeah, in terms of the price at the minute, I mean... I don't know if that is a good or bad... Well, it's not worth it, I know that, but in terms of the price of these, I mean, the price of them tends to fluctuate every other bloody week. So, yeah. Right, so here's a weird selection of figures. So, £400 plus £10 postage. Now, this is an interesting wave, interesting release of figures, because... So we've got an original release of the 4th Doctor's TARDIS, but the 4th Doctor included is the one that was released with the B&M K1 robot, and that is the one there. We also have 2 of the figures from the Sontaran set, Harry and Skyer. And then we also have the Brigadier with the cap, which I can't remember... Was that in the 3 Doctor set version? I think. I honestly can't remember. We've got the B&M Sarah Jane. The Davros is not the B&M release. It's actually the original release. And that is because of the panels being yellow and also the wires being the brighter blue. So... Yeah, now the B&M one is more accurate when it comes to the wires. In terms of the panels on the back, technically both are accurate because they do flash slightly different colours, so neither one is slightly more accurate than the other. I'd say the orange is probably slightly closer. Then we've got a Revenge Cyber Leader with a Cyber Mat, and also an original release Genesis Dalek as well, so... Yeah, weird mixture of B&M releases and also Forbidden Planet ones. So, yeah, but £400, not worth it. Just not worth it. Yeah, I mean, the rarest thing there is the 4th Doctor's TARDIS. And then I'd say after that would be the original Michael Wisher Davros release, but that has gone down in price significantly since its original release because of the B&M one. And the same thing with the Genesis Dalek. The other figures, I mean, the Harry and the Sarah and even the K1 robot set, like, you can find them, for... I mean, more than their retail price, probably about double their retail price, but still £400, or even with the best offer, it's just like, nah, just no. I will say though, at least that 4th Doctor TARDIS is working. It is working, so that's something. But so yeah, £400 no. Like if this was even like if this was about half the price, if this was £200, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be that bad of a deal, mainly for that Fourth Doctor electronic TARDIS, which just keeps skyrocketing in price. I mean, I paid £75 for mine loose. So yeah, but there we go. Don't really have anything to say about this in terms of the price. I think the price is actually not that bad. I just wanted to show it because I thought it looked pretty cool. So yeah, it's meant to be obviously the Deadly Assassin Master. It doesn't really look that much. I mean, the costume looks like it, but the head doesn't. I'd say it looks probably more gruesome than the actual thing. I don't know. I just wanted to show that car. I came across it and I thought it looks pretty cool. All I can say. Right. Chase variant. This is not a chase variant. This is a Wave 1.5 release. It was not a chase variant. The chase variant was the Dalek Sec of Wave 1. This is Wave basically 1.5 that swapped out the original Dalek for the Emperor's Guard. However, before getting to that, I'm going to show it here. This has a factory error, and the thing is, I've seen this factory error before. It's not unique to this Dalek. I've seen it with a couple before where the gun stick has been put in the wrong way, and it's actually got two ball joints. It's got one connected to the tip end, the wrong end, basically, and obviously the ball joint at the other end. So, if they put factory error, then yeah, it would make it more rare than that for that. Now, the thing that makes this expensive is the authenticity case, which is just one of those things that you basically pay a load of money for to get it basically certified. That is the reason why it is £295. £15 I've just noticed the postage. 15 quid postage. No. Even if you got this next day signed delivery, it would not cost more than a tenner for that. I mean, for one, it's tiny. It's pretty small, and it weighs pretty much next to nothing. So yeah, and you're not really paying for the figure itself. You're paying for its for it being authenticated. That's what you're paying for with this figure. So yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why a lot of people do this. I mean, with some stuff I understand, but with this, no. Especially with something, so modern, recent. I've seen people who do it with a lot of people do it with a lot of games. I've seen PS1, PS2, and even PS3 and PS4 games and that in these authenticated boxes. It's just why? Why bother? It's not worth it then anyway, because generally the boxes are never meant to be opened. So, yeah. Anyway. I think this is the last thing. Doctor Who, for some reason they put Doctor Who twice. Evil of the Daleks job lot. Ooh. I mean, I will say this. That's the right amount of postage this should cost. But the thing is, though, two of these Daleks are not from Evil of the Daleks. They're from the Chase. And also, this just empathises how much Aldebar fucked up in changing the colour of the midsection of the shoulders. because just look at how, like, they look basically white in this picture. They're not. They are still a very, very light grey, but still, they look basically white in the picture. But yeah, they're Hartnell Daleks because of the struts and the guns. But interestingly, the two Daleks at the front, they are either the original release or more likely the B&M original release. But basically, they're from Dalek Collector Sec 2, and that's because of the eye stalk and the dome lights. So, yeah. And obviously, that's the War Games TARDIS with the War Games Troughton on there. Yeah, this is the last image. But yeah, and the ones at the back, I really cannot tell, to be honest. I really can't tell. But yeah, again, it's just not worth the money. It's just not worth the money, especially considering, these are all of these are inferior. All the Daleks here are the inferior versions to their later releases. So, yeah. Like, if you wanted the evil one, then get the power version. Or if you're repainted the shoulders and swapped out the guns, then yeah. Because also, these Daleks, again, even these original ones, have the pinch in the guns, which by this point they technically shouldn't have, really, by this point, because at this point the guns were not very old by this point. They were only a few months old. They were less than a year old by this point, because they'd only just gotten the new guns for power. So, yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's another Doctor Who rip-offs. And my voice is going by this point, so... But yeah, there we go, people, there we go.